Alright, so I wanted to take a look at some best team lists from Japanese websites. I actually have two Japanese websites this time. This one is the GameWith.jp and the other one is Ultima. Ultima.jp. And they both have different lists actually. I should change. Take a look also their strongest character ranking as well. I'd love to see that. So let's take a look. This is the first. We're gonna go with the GameWith.jp, and they have a pretty straightforward list. Strongest party list. So of course, the Escanor team. This is the main template, right? I don't know why they have Sario in here, but of course I don't know if I would recommend using Sario, because if Escanor dies, then you lose Gopher's buff. Replacement for the attacker frame. I wouldn't put Ludo there either, because they don't have buffs at all. Interesting. Sub. I mean, if you're gonna put Saurio, I might as well put Merlin or Athena as well, or Athena as well. So yeah, they still have that as number one, which is fine. It's still the most consistent, I would say, maybe the team in the game. So human team, their human team that they recommend is Ban, Arthur, and Easton with Twigo in the back, which is interesting. Because we're gonna look at the other website, and they actually have this as their recommendation. This is what shows when you click on the team though, which is the other form of the team, just in general. Replacements, other humans, of course you can't replace the Ban, right, or the Arthur, but you can replace Ascanor or Easton. And I haven't done a video on it yet, but SR Slater is actually a pretty decent replacement, just because he lowers the crit resistance on the enemies, and for all we can tell now, Ban's crit damage does matter. So you do more damage if you crit with Ban, and that could help. Also some other replacements. Kyo we use quite a bit. Red Lily can take off ultimate gauge. Blue Lily as well. You're not gonna get the HP buff, so you're gonna have to use Griamore, but that can work as well. And others, Shin, of course, so those are good replacements as well. The unknown team plus Liz. Then tier 2, they have this as the assault melee team that they recommend. What if I click on it though? They have this as the I guess old recommendation, maybe before they updated. But this is with Sigurd as well, which is honestly, I feel like he is a very strong candidate for the assault melee team. And then you have a very DPS heavy team with Merlin, Ludo, and the one Saurio. Also very DPS heavy as well with Saurio and Ascanor. Mono Blue, I guess to counter Ban, with Esteros in the back for the immunity. Interesting. Tier 3. I guess if bottom of the barrel, if you have to use, you use. But I want to see what is their best character list. So their top of the top are these 4, which makes sense. Then they have these as their SS tier. I mean, I think their list makes sense. I don't know if I would have Blue Skinny King up here with, Sigurd and Red Arthur, but I mean, I don't know if I'll make any complaints, I guess. Especially because, I mean, for me, I'm gonna move up Green Darriere on my tier list a lot, because she's really good for the raid. And some other characters as well. Fonar probably, I mean, I should already have her pretty decently up, but I should bump her up even more, because she makes the Hell Raid so easy with the strategy I made a video on yesterday. So those characters are definitely going to move up on the list, but if this hasn't been updated in a while, I can't even complain. It's a decent tier list. This is the website that I laughed at the tier list though. So Wait, do they have like top 10? Top 10s are usually more fun. If I click here, the strongest character, I think this is where I already am. Yeah, it's already where I already am. They don't have like a top 10 characters, do they? Okay. This is interesting. They have like a list of top 5 DPS, top 5 concurrent, whatever that means, and top 5 support. Interesting. But what I want to see, for high difficulty events, okay. They don't have a top 10 best characters overall, do they? Okay. Or is this a top 10? No. Okay. Well, the other website does have a top 10. So this is their best. This is their list of teams here. For number 1 team, they have the human team, but they show here, you know, in the front already, the one Arthur, Ban with Griamore, not Twigo. I like either, you know. Bonds, okay. Then of course, he's not showing the Eastern variant, but the Griamore in the front variant with Arthur and Twigo. Alternative Hauser and Nanashi. I see a lot of people tell me to use Nanashi in the back, which is not bad because Nanashi does give an HP buff, but the issue is that Nanashi is unidentified, so if one of your characters die, you're gonna lose the Arthur buff. But you know, we just hope that he doesn't. They don't die. Lilia as well, of course, for replacement. And they have the usuals. Except, I still think this is a very good team. I haven't really used it. Maybe I should use it again to try it out, see how I like it. But this is like the stance team is just really, really good. But again, I don't know how it does against Ban, because I did use Tarmiel. How was it, yesterday? Or 2 days? I think it was yesterday. And Tarmiel, he's really good, but he cannot one-shot Ban. So if you're relying on Tarmiel's damage, like, you know, this team does, this team is basically reliant on Tarmiel's ultimate for damage. I mean, I guess Chandler's ultimate can like chip in, but it doesn't really do the most, right? Tarmiel cannot touch Ban. He just can't. He just can't. So there's that, right? And then Assault Melee. With this, they are very in favor of using Merlin with Assault Melee. I've seen. This is what I would recommend. Either use, you know, Dro or Chandler with Sigurd, because Sigurd is really good. And then I mean, you can do the ult rush like this, but it's not my favorite. And then they recommend using the ult food as well if you're gonna do that strategy. It's not my favorite. I don't really like doing that. I want to see though, what have they been doing as their top 10? How is their top 10 looking like these days after the Ban's release? Okay, so they remain Gopher as number 1, which makes sense. The one guy is this Ban, Sauriel, Tarmiel, Zeldris, Fast Merlin, Red Lost Vein, and Blue Lost Vein as the number 10 Bastion in the game. So they're putting Blue Lost Vein, of course, above Assault Melee and Emilia and all these other characters here. Which I don't like. I'm not hating on Blue Melee. I think Blue Melee is much better than people think, just because he can be like a character that you can just, you know, put in the back, and then he comes in if one of your units die, and he can get the ultimate very easily. But I every time I use him, I say this, for some reason, I feel like maybe his ultimate is bugged or his character in general is bugged. He doesn't do damage. Like, his ultimate doesn't hit as hard as Red Lost Vein. I don't know if it's like his substats or something. But Red Lost Vein, you know Red Lost Vein. You wipe out his ultimate, you kill. They are dead. Blue Lost Vein, you gotta pray that he kills. I don't know what it is about Blue Lost Vein, and they have the same ultimate technically. They supposedly have the same ultimate. I can't tell you though that they do, because for what I have tested him, he just doesn't hit as hard as Red Lost Vein, even though he should. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. Except Red Lost Vein does have more base attack than Blue Lost Vein, but I don't think that would matter really. I don't think that it's that big of a difference that it would matter. I'm just taking a quick glimpse here at their tier list. Man, they really don't like Hopper, huh? I'm just trying to like see something outrageous at the top here. I mean, Green Valenti really has no use in the game. I don't know why she would be in the same tier as a Starossa or Red Arthur. Like, Green Valenti is just not it. You know, this Valenti, I really like her, but this Green Valenti has no use in the game. You know, Grey Demon. You're not tanking Grey Demon these days, okay? Grey Demon, if you use Fast Merlin, she can be 1/6. No UR gear. You will one-shot him both phases. It doesn't matter. Like, Grey Demon is so old. The activity is so old. There are so many good DPS units to just take it down. Even Green Skinny King these days, if you have UR gear for him, can just one-turn the Grey Demon. It's just not something that you should be really like worried about. She has like no use in the game, so I'll bump her down a lot. Let me see something. I want to see something egregious. Man, really? Blue. She's not that bad. She's not that. Zaneri is so good for the raid too. Actually, I am gonna bump her up on my list as well. Yeah, I guess they just don't care. This is for PvP. I guess this is for PvP, right? This is like a tier list for PvP. No, this is not a tier list for PvP. It's just overall in the game. Yeah, they just don't consider like raid characters as much as PvP characters, I guess. Even though, you know, for me, Belmoth is just annoying, right? So I consider raid characters a lot. If they can make the raid easy, I consider them good, you know? But yeah, these are the top best units and teams according to these Japanese websites. Let me know what you think. I somewhat agree. But some things here and there, I don't know.